Mowing is an essential part of your lawn care program, so mowing at the proper height is critical to your lawn care success. In this video, I'm going to be talking all about the proper mowing height so that you can choose what height is best for your lawn. Let's get out of the weeds. Thank you guys for joining me for yet another episode. If you guys like these videos, please be sure to like and subscribe to this channel if you're not already. So if you do a quick search online for what height should I mow my grass, you will find a wide variety of answers. You will find people that are mowing their cool season grass all the way down at a 1/4 inch with a reel mower, all the way to people who recommend mowing your grass all the way up at like 4 inches. And so you can look over there and see, man, I see literally any height that I could possibly imagine, and that's what people are recommending. So what's important to know is that with cool season grass, you can really cut it at any height that you would like and find success. It just depends on how much you really want to put into your lawn. As a general rule of thumb, I find that the sweet spot for somebody just getting into lawn care is to stay between 3 to 3.5 inches for someone that's doing cool season grass. So if you're not even sure if you have cool season grass, I'll put a chart here on the screen so you can kind of see what type of grass you probably even have depending on where you live in the country. The reason I like between the 3 to 3.5 inch mark is because the lower that you mow your grass, the more maintenance it's actually going to require because of several reasons. So first we have the 1/3 rule. And that is every time you mow, you never want to take off more than 1/3 of the grass blade. So whenever you're cutting your lawn at a little bit of a higher height, you actually can have longer time in between your mows and still follow the 1/3 rule. So to show this as a real-time example, say I want to cut my lawn all the way down at 2 inches for my cool season grass. If I want to keep it at 2 inches, I have to cut my lawn at no later than when it's at 3 inches. Because if my lawn's 3 inches and I take off 1/3 of it, it gets me down to 2 inches. So I have about an inch of wiggle room. So every time I cut my lawn at 2 inches, it can grow 1 inch to 3 inches, and then I need to cut it again to follow that 1/3 rule and keep it down at 2. If I let it go longer than that, and I cut it down at 2, I'm actually taking off more than 1/3 of the grass blade at that point. So now compare that to keeping my lawn at 3 inches. I can now let my grass grow another 1/2 inch, so 1.5 inches up to 4.5 inches before I would need to mow. So taking 1/3 off of 4.5 inches keeps me down at that 3 inch mark. And so you can see the higher you actually mow your grass, actually the less often you have to mow to stay within that 1/3 rule. So whenever you're seeing the people on YouTube and that who are cutting their grass down at like a 1/4 inch with a reel mower, I mean, those guys are mowing literally like every day or every other day, because you really have to be heavily involved whenever you're cutting your grass at shorter heights. So whenever you're cutting your grass a little bit higher, it gives you a little bit more wiggle room to really keep your proper mowing practices in place. The next reason why I like mowing a little bit taller is because taller grass is going to hold in moisture better and also help to shade itself from the sun. And so for cool season, in the spring, it's not really something we have to worry about as much because our temperatures are just starting to come up again coming out of winter. But as we get into the summer temperatures, cool season grass really starts to struggle when you start getting to the outside air temperatures of 85, 90 degrees outside. It'll really start hurting your grass. So if you cut it taller, especially as you're going into summer, it'll really help your grass hold any moisture it gets from the rain or any irrigation that you put on it. And then also with the grass being taller, it shades itself a little bit, so it helps keep itself a little bit cooler. So for me personally, a lot of times when I'm going into like July, August, and September, a lot of times I'll even raise my mower height all the way up to that 4 inch mark just to help my lawn and relieve a little bit of that stress. The next critical component of mowing properly is how often should you mow. So to keep yourself within that 1/3 rule, you want to get out and mow usually around every 3 to 4 days to prevent taking too much grass off. because you're not going to actually come out and measure how much your grass has grown in between mowings. So if you stick between that every 3 to 4 day mark, you will always ensure that you stay within the 1/3 rule and keep your grass from getting too stressed out. Now, I understand some of you may be in the habit of mowing once a week or once every 2 weeks, but I want you to try to get out of bad mowing practices and start really developing good habits for your lawn that's going to allow your lawn to thrive. And so now I understand we all have lives, and so sometimes our schedules just don't allow us to mow every 3 or 4 days. And so if that's the case, that's completely fine. Just know that whenever you go back out there to mow, say you go on vacation or something and you come back in a week, if you go out to mow, raise the height of your mower a notch or two, and then slowly work it back down to the proper height that you'd like to keep your grass. One of the worst things that you can do for your lawn is to mow it low, let it go a couple weeks, and then keep it at that setting and hack it all off. Your grass will get really stressed out, and in turn, you will see a lot of browning in your lawn from doing that. So anytime you don't have the opportunity to mow your grass that often, make sure you raise the height and slow walk it down. I actually accidentally messed up my lawn going into the fall last year, and I'll show you some pictures. I was trying to lower my lawn a little bit as I was leading up to doing some aeration in the fall, and I went down too quickly, and you can see my lawn was not happy with me. I'll show you a picture here on the screen where what it looked like before, and then shortly after me hacking it all off, you can see how brown my lawn turned. I actually did a quick video on it in the fall where it said, I think I titled it, "What's Wrong with My Grass?" or something of that sort. Now lastly, you may be wondering, well, all these numbers are well and good, but I have no idea when I'm on the height setting of what height it's actually cutting my grass. So you can kind of figure this out a few ways. One, you can just do an online search of the mower that you have, and you should be able to pull up the user manual or just maybe on the company's website, and it'll tell you what the mower heights are. In general, most push mowers that you're going to buy in your stores, their top cutting height's going to be somewhere between 3 3/4 inches all the way up to about 4 1/4 inches, somewhere around that. I know personally for my Honda mower, its top cutting height is at 4 inches. And so if you don't want to go through the time to find exactly what it is, just kind of a good rule of thumb I like to follow is to keep the mower height either on the highest setting or the second to highest setting for cool season grass. And so a few days ago, I actually got the opportunity during a nice day to get out and mow my lawn for the first time this year. As I put up the pictures on the screen here, you can see, man, it makes such a huge difference to just get out and get that fresh cut on your grass, because you can see with my lawn, man, it looks so much better. And so if you're worried about how your lawn looks, just go out there and give it a nice fresh cut to get it started. And it'll make you feel so much better about how your lawn looks. Mowing is what we do more often than anything in our lawn care program. And so it has some of the biggest impact on how your grass is going to look. You can fertilize and water good and keep weeds out, but if you're not mowing properly, your lawn still isn't going to give you the results that you're looking for. And so I hope you guys will join me next time when we get out of the weeds and into a beautiful lawn.